if this conclusion was not true or not accurate, do we have a way to tell?
Ask others.
Okay.
Like what you're doing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's not what this is. It's just an interview.
Where would you like?
Right here.
Yeah. I'll leave my helmet on.
Yeah, that's fine. One more here. How's your ride been?
Good. Yeah, I met a girlfriend for part of it, and then just trying to get some miles in. I'm doing American Cancer Society 300-mile challenge this month.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get my miles in.
Awesome. So you're training for that, or it's all like cumulative?
It's cumulative.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm training for the SDP.
Awesome.
So that's in July.
I rode that in 2009.
Did you? How'd you
It
find
was great.
Good?
It was pretty crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Like tons. I think at least at that time they topped it out at 10,000 riders. I don't know if they've changed that recently.
Uh-huh.
But it was fantastic. Have you done it before?
No.
Okay.
I never thought I'd ever do it. But I need to get in better shape, and I figured what better way than to challenge myself like that. Because you have to, work up to it. So
Are you going to do it in 2 days or one?
2 days, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty slow on the bike, and I don't have any grand illusions of being faster. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not a race.
Mm-mm.
I did it in 2 days, but I was told that if you can keep up a pretty good clip, it's actually easier to do it in 1 day because you don't have to get up and do it all over again the next day. You just get it all done in 1 day.
Yeah.
But I think they recommend that you have like an average of at least 18 miles an hour to do it in 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
You get to start earlier.
Yeah. But I'm at
yeah.
like a 10 to 12 mile an hour, so...
Yeah.
And I've always been that way, and I don't have any grand illusions of going fast.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't really want to because I'm leery of falling or something unexpected happen and getting in an accident. So I just rather stick at a slower speed. I'm just more comfortable at it.
And it's just out there for a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
Just having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the weather is really good for you.
I hope so.
When I did it, the first day was just fabulous like this.
Uh-huh.
And then the second day was, I think, the only day that there was lightning in the area. And it was just like a thunderstorm. It was a tale of 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
So,
well, and July it's usually fairly nice. Of course, August is our best month, but
it's a pretty good bet.
Yeah. So, okay, what do we have going here?
So, just make sure it's okay if I record.
Sure.
All right. And what's your name?
Brenda.
Brenda?
Mm-hmm.
Brenda. Awesome. My name's David.
Okay.
It's great to meet you.
You too.
And just to recap of what I'm doing is I'm having conversations with people. What street epistemology is a way to have a friendly and consensual conversation that explores the reliability of the methods that you're using to arrive at a conclusion and the sufficiency of the reasons that you're using to support your confidence that a conclusion that you think is true is true.
Okay.
And so
And the reason you're doing this is?
it is a YouTube project. It's a hobby.
Okay.
I like to explore people's epistemology. And what happens a lot of times is they're able to explore it also. And sometimes I'll run into people that have never really thought about how they came to believe something. And so this is an exploration of that, and it gives people the space to kind of explore that kind of thing. And so depending on which conclusion you
sorry.
choose.
I should bring my bike closer. I'm just nervous about my bike.
Oh, well, it's all on camera right now. So
Well, that still wouldn't prevent it from walking away, would it?
we'll have record of it, I guess.
That's all right. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're fine. And so typically the more meaningful the conclusion is to you, the more meaningful the conversation will be.
Okay. This could take more than 10 minutes.
I set it for 10 minutes. Sometimes it goes longer.
Okay.
It just depends on how it goes.
Okay.
I don't want to take too much of your time, so whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay.
So, Brenda.
Yes.
Did I spell it correctly?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Is there a conclusion that you want to explore? Something that, it's usually best if it's something that you hold to be pretty confident in.
I've never given that any thought, so no, not really.
Is there something that, like, if we were to pick a conclusion that you hold the most confidence in, what would that be?
That I am who I am.
You are who you are. Okay.
That's pretty basic, but
Okay. We can explore that. I also have what I call my can of words.
okay.
And in it, I'll have you choose one, and that can generate some ideas too.
Okay,
And
so
so-
you want me to pick the topic?
Pick a can of a word out of this can,
Okay.
and it'll be a word that is usually pretty difficult for me to define.
Okay.
And you can define it, you can talk about it however you'd like,
Sure.
and that might generate some ideas of a conclusion that we can chat about.
Okay. Okay. So the word is wellness.
Wellness. Okay.
Which is a good topic because I am trying to get healthier and
Right.
have a wellness perspective on, life and what things that I do.
Okay.
So, okay.
So, is there a conclusion about wellness that you feel pretty confident in? Something that affects your behavior?
There's a lot of things that I'm not confident in about wellness.
Okay.
But to say I'm probably not the best one for this exercise because I don't have any really strong beliefs in much of anything because I do feel that as human beings that there's a lot that we don't know, like whether there's an afterlife or not and all that stuff, we won't really know until we die, so I'm more fluid than I suspect most people are.
You sound like you're pretty open-minded about things that we may not have a way to tell, at least right now.
Right. And that includes things like politics, where a lot of people are pretty, this and that, and hardcore belief systems. And, I'm pretty fluid with that too, because we as a society don't always know what's going on behind the scenes with the people that we have voted into office, or what's going on. We don't have firsthand knowledge of just about anything other than what's going on in our small sphere.
Okay. That's something we can explore. We could explore having knowledge requires first-hand experience, or we could explore that.
I believe too that just like with animals, that there's some innate behaviors, like a cat or another animal could be born knowing how to clean themselves, or some flying south for the winter and then coming back, that isn't a learned behavior, that it's born into their genetics.
Like instincts?
Yeah. And I think we as humans have that too. We're just not as in tune with them. And so sometimes our behavior can go unexplained because it's just something that's in us.
So our instincts can be hard to explain as far as how it affects our behavior sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a behavior that you have that you would explain it by your instincts?
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation.
I think sometimes that we all, try to have some sort of a moral code, but when it comes down to self-preservation, I think sometimes that can get pushed aside, and then people feel guilty or whatever, but it's for a lot of people, it's an instinctual thing to protect themselves against harm.
Okay. What do you mean by moral code?
Something we strive to be, something good and something that makes society and ourselves better people.
Better.
And those are the moral code would be the behaviors that lead up to that.
Okay. So moral code is the behavior we have that aims to strive for our society to be better.
Including ourselves in that.
Okay.
Yeah. For betterment of ourselves and society. At least that's what it means to me.
Okay. Let's do that one. Would that be cool?
Sure.
Okay. Generally speaking, how important is it for you, for your conclusions to be accurate about the world?
That's a good question. I think we'd all like to think that the way we view the world is accurate. So, I would say I would really like that to be 100%.
100?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I've got some bar graphs here that can kind of help us visualize where you're at on some of these.
But knowing that it's probably not true because, we're all biased in some way. But
your preference, though, you would prefer that your conclusions about what you're making about the world are accurate.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And you would say 100?
I would prefer that. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. So I'll fill that in all the way. Okay. How confident on a scale of 0 to 100 here are you that a moral code is the behavior that we have that we aim to better ourselves and society?
For myself,
How confident are you that this is accurate?
accurate to myself,
Mhm.
I would say 100%.
100?
Mhm.
Okay. In this case, 100 means you have all confidence, no questions. 0 would be no confidence, all questions. Is that still 100? Like there's no question in your mind that a moral code is the behavior that we have, that we use to aim to make our society better.
Okay, so maybe not the behaviors, but the scale of behaviors. I'm talking generally here. So
Okay.
well, so we'll go 80%.
80?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So about right here. All right. And I won't hold you to this. You
Okay.
can adjust this if you feel
Okay.
like it's warranted.
Sure.
Okay. How much does this conclusion affect your behavior?
Oh man. Just about everything I do. So, say 80%.
80?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. What's the main reason that supports your confidence about this conclusion being true?
Because I think about it a lot. I think about what I can do to be a better person. I think about the things that I need to do, my behaviors to achieve those aims.
Okay. So your main reason that supports the conclusion that moral code is behavior that aims to better ourselves in society is basically your thoughts about it. That behavior.
And then my thoughts and planning of my behaviors to achieve my personal moral code.
Okay, so the way you think about it and plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a planner.
Okay.
I plan activities. I plan my days. Yeah.
And planning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's the main reason. Okay. How much of your confidence is held up by this reason? How much does this reason support your confidence in this conclusion being true?
Well, okay. So there are other factors because other people talk about moral code.
Uh-huh.
The churches and things and being raised in a religion.
Yeah. You have other reasons
Mm-hmm.
that contribute to this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking about this main reason that you chose. How much does that reason support this conclusion?
I'm going to stick with 80%.
80?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. How confident are you on this scale that this reason is a good reason to use to support conclusions, generally? Thinking about it and planning.
For that specific topic,
Just generally?
generally.
Yeah, how this reason, thinking about it and planning, how sufficient do you think that reason is to arrive at conclusions, just generally speaking?
Well, hardly any. Really. But it's a personal. So this affects me personally.
Yeah.
And how I behave.
Right.
That wouldn't apply to a lot of other factors.
Can you think of other conclusions that you reach using this reason?
Well, if we take, so what does that say there?
Think about it.
about?
Thinking about it
Mhm.
and planning.
Well, that I guess goes into research and, so if you're drawing a conclusion about something, you would want to research it and pull in data, which is what I do to do this.
This is
as
what
well.
you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Researching?
Yeah, I research, like things to do that I can volunteer. You know,
Researching and community contributing to your community. Would that be a good way to phrase that?
researching about how I can contribute.
Okay.
And what things that there are that I can do to improve myself and other, you know, others in the community.
Okay. Is there a way to test this conclusion? To see if it's true or not true?
About the meaning of moral code, or
Yeah, your conclusion is that a moral code is the behavior that we use to aim to better ourselves in society. Is there a way to test that conclusion?
I would say it's a man-made concept, so I don't know.
Okay. If this conclusion was not true or not accurate, do we have a way to tell?
Ask others,
Okay.
like what you're doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a couple more questions, and then you can ask me whatever you want to ask if you have
Okay.
any questions for me.
Okay.
So you're 80% confident that a moral code is behavior that we use so that we can aim to better ourselves in society. Your main reason is basically thinking about it and planning, which includes researching and figuring out how to contribute to society. And
That's how I act upon that. Yeah,
Got
that
it.
moral code.
got it. This is like the action that you take based on your
Yes.
confidence that this is
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any criteria that you have that would raise your confidence in this conclusion from 80 to say 90 or even higher?
I just get information from other people. Again, like what you're doing.
Okay.
You know, doing research and asking people and what their definition of a moral code is, and
Got
how
ya.
they approach it.
So it's possible that if you did more research and you asked more people about this, that could cause you to raise your confidence in this from 80 to
Or lower it if other people have a different definition of moral code and go about it in a way that I hadn't thought of before.
Okay.
Then it could change my rating.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Could this reason be used to arrive at false conclusions?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Because there could be other information out there that I'm not exposed to. So if I go to the Daily Olympian, for example, the newspaper, and I see, there's all these activities, and that's all I have to choose from to go do community service of some sort. But then someone else says, why are you doing that? Here's this other newspaper that has all this other stuff that's so cool. I wouldn't have known about it if somebody hadn't told me.
Right. Yeah. You wouldn't have had that information to base your reasoning off of.
Right.
Okay. Based on our short chat, are you still at 80?
I'm going to leave it at 80. Sure.
80? Cool.
Sure. Because I'm never really 100% sure of anything. Life is just,
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I appreciate it. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't really.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I just want to wish you good luck in your project, and I hope it goes well for you.
Thanks so much. It's good to meet you, Brenda.
You too, David.
Yeah.
It's really coming down.
chat. You see those gears right there? Each person that has a chat with me, they get to pick one of those colors.
Oh, yes.
They come apart. And the idea is if you have another chat, you get another color and you get to start building out the whole set.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I have a YouTube channel called Street Epistemology,
Okay.
like the Puget Sound. And so that's where these videos go.
Okay.
I have some other videos on there if you're interested. And so, yeah,
Cool.
I really appreciate you stopping.
Well, you're welcome. This poor guy is out here all day and probably no one's going to stop by.
I've met some pretty interesting people here, and sometimes I'm over at Burfoot Park, Priest Point Park, and then down by Capitol Lake, and so you might see me around.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. So yellow's one of my favorite colors. So
I was gonna pick, or I was gonna guess yellow or red. Yeah, yellow. That would be the safest color to get, right, for your bike ride.
Oh,
So,
that's really neat.
yeah, take that as a gift, an appreciation for you stopping and having the chat.
Now I can keep this so I know how to spell.
Yeah. So street epistemology is the process that we just went through.
Okay.
There are other people that do this around the world, and they have their own YouTube channels. But that's the idea, and then my personal expression of this is sound epistemology. So
Okay.
that's how you kind of
All right. So do you do like an analysis of what we just discussed on your YouTube?
There are folks that take other people's videos and they'll review them on a live stream, and they'll discuss ways that I could have done this better, questions that maybe I could have asked, and so they don't do on all the videos, but that would be probably the closest thing to what you're asking about.
Very good. Well, I will give this back. You could put
Great.
it back in
Yes,
your little
I
cup.
will.
And have
Yeah.
a great day.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the sunshine.
You also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy not winter.
Yes, I know. Take care.
Take care.